Welcome to the One Shot Wonderarium. I am your host, as always, Tony, and with me I have a massive crew of amazing folks here. If you're new to the One Shot Wonderarium, this show is a show where we bring in folks from all over the world to play games you may have never heard of. We try to pick games that are less played and give those a shot. And today we're looking to play what could be a very cathartic Eat the Reich. Eat the Reich is a game where my players are going to be vampire commandos dropped into Paris in World War II. We are not going for historical accuracy here. So if you are a massive history buff, some of the things we hit today may bug you. But I mean, we're vampires going for Hitler here. So historical accuracy is already out the window a little bit. This game is going to be violent. We are here to kill some Nazis. So if that is an issue, absolutely take some time for your mental health, or maybe sit this stream out, because that's the purpose of today. There's going to be a bunch of it. So just letting you all know that straight up and in front, before we talk about our folks that we've got on stream today. Let's go ahead and introduce folks. Actually, before I do that, I do want to once again shoot out a thank you to one of the unseen folks today. Of course, with me as always is my government-issued introvert, Blood, who is running tech behind the scenes for us in a very aptly named game. So thank you, Blood, and also Rev is the complaint department. So if you have problems, message them.
You can find me in other places. You can find me, and I will not violence on you.
So let's go ahead and do our introductions here. Let's go ahead and start on the left side of the screen with Hector.
Hello. My name is Hector, aka Okami or Keiichi Okami, all over the internet. My pronouns are he, they, and I'm going to be playing the lovely, fabulous, uh, Eastern European Irania, pronouns she, her.
Amazing. And then next up, let's go right down. And Rev, we already sort of introduced you, but let's do an official intro there.
Hey, I'm Sanguine Rev. I will be playing Nicole, a little bit of a gun nut, and here to just really fuck up some Nazis.
Amazing.
They, them, she, they.
Okay. So character, let me just be sure. Character is she, they.
Yes.
Okay. I know, but that way anybody watching, it's very clear. Tomas.
Hello everyone, my name is Tomas Jimenez Rioja. I am a Latino guy from Argentina, down at the very bottom of the world. I will be playing today a vampire that is very much a cowboy movies fan as well, named Chuck. Or that is at least the name I was given for the character and that I will be using. Their pronouns are he, him, as well as mine, Tomas, are. You can find me doing a lot of design and written work all over the internet at T Jimenez RGM.
Amazing. All right, let's bump over to Steve. Steve, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, hi, I'm Steve, also known as Sassy Pants. I am from India. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm going to be playing Flint, pronouns he, they, half bat, half human, all nightmare.
Hell yeah. I love that. And last but not least at all, Horna.
Hi, I'm Bruna. My pronouns are she, her. I'm going to be playing Cosgrove, who is, yeah, why not? Also she, her, because that makes my life easier and it is almost midnight here. I'm also based in India. I'm a ttrpg person, wear with many hats, and I am very pleased to be on One Shot Wonderarium for the first time, killing Nazis. Woo!
Little behind the scenes here because I think it's kind of interesting. This is, I think, the third show I've tried to have. It's definitely the second. I had to cancel one because I had COVID. So, so we've been working on this for a while, and I'm really excited to have you here. So, and then the last introduction I'm going to make is another sort of in and out behind the scenes. You can hear her on my mic as she's throwing a fit. If you see a bird flying around, that is my pet Ramona. She will make herself known at some point. So for anybody who's watching, you may see a bird here, and she will just join when she feels like it. So that is our introduction here. So let's talk about our game a little bit. We are playing Eat the Reich, which is created. It's written by Grant Howitt. The art and graphic design, which is amazing. Actually, around the back of the screen here, you can actually see this is part of the cover of Eat the Reich, designed by Will Kirkby. Who gets some amazing props for the art. I love it, love it, love it. And there's an amazing, there are more folks. I can't list all of them here, but everybody who's been involved with this game is pretty amazing. And you can get this game by Rowan, Rook, and Deckard. Just head over to their place if you want to buy it. So that way, if you're interested, you know where to get it. Let's go ahead. This game is a D6 based game. We are going to, I'm going to go through it real quick. It is a dice pool game. So what that means is as we go in, our players have 7 stats: brawl, con, fix, search, shoot, sneak, and terrify. These stats are used for a bunch of different things, but obviously mostly killing Nazis. And the players will roll a number of d6s related to that stat. If they get a 4 or a 5, that is a success. If they get a 6, that is a critical. I will be rolling for the enemies. If I roll 1, 2, or 3, that's nothing for me. 4, 5, and 6, that's just a single success. I don't have the ability to be criticals here. So that is one thing that's really, really important here. And we are fighting obstacles. So every time the players have success, they will take on part of the obstacles and solve part of the problem. 1 second here. Ramona has decided this moment to start throwing even more fits. She was fine up until we went live because she knows how to be a terror. So I apologize if anybody she'll come down here in a minute. So that is generally how the game is played. There's more nuance to it, of course, but as you hear folks come in and play, that is what we're going into. So let's go ahead, and I realized I haven't played our music here, so let's get the music going. All right. So the year is 1943. Europe is at war. Illuminated by the dull red lights of the bomber's hangar, Commander Slate, who is not a vampire, by the way. Commander Slate is a human woman who actually helps run Fang teams like yours. She paces back and forth on the steel plates of the plane's floors. In the last 6 months have led us to this point. This is our final move. Your mission is to kill Adolf Hitler in his Zeppelin atop the Eiffel Tower. There are 5 reinforced steel boxes hanging from the roof, and from behind bulletproof glass in the lids, eyes stare forth with fierce determination. Those are your eyes, my players. It's hell down there, folks. Once you arrive, you'll be swarmed with Nazi scum until this is done and dusted. She walks over to a large lever mounted towards the front of the bomber. Godspeed and good luck. As she pulls the lever, she salutes with her other arm. And I forgot to set that to fully loop, didn't I? There we go. There's our music, correct. um, so, and the hatch on the back of the plane opens, and you plummet from the plane towards the lights of Paris at dusk. So, we, as the outside observer, are going to see the dark shape of the plane across the sky, the silhouette of the town as the sun sets behind it. The Eiffel Tower is prominent in the distance, and you can see boxes drop. They seem almost hesitant at first to hit the ground, and then each millisecond they hang in the air, that hesitation disappears. The group is being deposited towards the catacombs, and the catacombs themselves are a place underneath Paris. So to get to those catacombs, you have to hit the ground with enough force to pierce it. And as these coffins pick up speed, they finally hit terminal velocity, and the actual steel on them starts to heat up with the energy of the fall. There is, you see at sort of different spots, you see folks walking through different parts of town. And it does not want to loop that, does it? Come on, there we go. Sorry about that, y'all. I swear this isn't my first time. You can see some folks walking through a Nazi cemetery as several of these steel boxes crash through caskets, through graves, and even one through a mausoleum. There is chaos. People start running, screaming, dust. There's rock that is shot into the air by the force of these kinetic boxes that hit the ground. It is absolute havoc. As each coffin slams into the ground at terminal velocity, the occupants inside are mangled. They are immediately, each of you is turned to paste. And then the coffins release, surrounded around the outside, as if a layer of protective lead that, of course, did not protect from the velocity of this. A deluge of nun blood, willingly donated, of course, that slides down onto the mucked up pile of each of our commandos, giving them the power to regenerate. Each of you is going to burst from your coffin as you are fully underground in the catacombs, and begin your assault on Nazi-occupied Paris. So, let's talk real quick about the catacombs. Paris is home to many tunnels, sepulchres, forgotten mausolea, and the like. So that's a natural place for the rest of y'all, right? Vampires tend to congregate in places such as this. But it's also a maze. And so as each of you comes through, it is damp. The stone was nicely carved before the force of this Fang unit has burst a hole, actually 5 holes, in the top of this catacomb, and you're each in a different small section here, right? There is basically a large room in the center, and then we have timed it. We as Fang have timed it so that each of you is dropped into a different arm off of that center circle. And it creates this sort of pentagram if you were to draw it on top. So, let's go ahead and do introductions. As those coffins come down, there are Nazis in these catacombs. They were doing something underneath, whether it was looting any mausolea that were down here or trying to hide technology or plans for something. You're not sure. But there are Nazi soldiers around each of you as you pop out of these coffins. So, if anybody wants to go first, I will let whoever immediately has a ready raring energy to jump into this. Otherwise, I can send you guys through the same order we did introductions.
How much blood do we start off with, or are we at 0?
0.
I believe you start at 0.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So there's brawl, con, fix, search, shoot, sneak, and terrify.
Yes.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is, as the doors of Irania's coffin open, she does not emerge. Instead, a beautiful, slender, exquisite hunting rifle pops out of the coffin, out of the darkness, goes at a strange supernatural angle, and fires out the leg of the nearest Nazi for the purposes of making him vulnerable so she can jump on top and clap her fangs onto his throat and just drain him.
Absolutely. As this is the intro, I'm not going to make you roll for this.
Okay.
This is something you're just going to get a slow motion badass moment here. So, absolutely, you see the sort of it almost takes several seconds for this Nazi, as their leg gets blown out, to hit the ground. It feels like you could have grabbed them 10 times. And instead you wait until the very last moment to snag them with ease, sinking your fangs in.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna beat as much blood out of him as I can.
Yeah.
That's my warm-up.
I believe one person is one blood is the line we're gonna, or is the mark we're gonna set.
All right.
So I forget if it specifies, and if it does, I'll fix it later if we need to. But that's what I think the line is there. So awesome. Who wants to take a next?
I have an idea as well.
Absolutely, Tomas.
Okay, so for me with Chuck, the coffin drops, and you hear a tunk 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 from the other side, and the hand goes through the coffin and starts to touch the surroundings and tries to open it from that side, and then from the inside you start to hear and like 4 bullets sprang out from the side. The Nazi that was incoming is shot through the head with one of the bullets. Another hand springs back, and the whole body of Chuck starts to appear. Looks forward towards the body dropping to the ground, and grabs the hat, the cowboy hat that was on the side, and looks back at the point as he steps out.
Amazing. I love it. And you can almost, as you jump out, there's almost like a layer of like dust and smoke, like you would have in an old saloon, drifts out of the coffin.
Amazing. A tumbleweed
Awesome.
as well.
Yes, and there's absolutely just a tumbleweed.
Why not? I carry it with me.
It's probably probably a pet with a name.
Weedy.
Did you say Whitney?
Weedy. Like
Oh,
weed
weedy.
with a Y.
A Weedy. I love it. Oh, amazing. All right. So there's two of us.
Yeah.
All right, Rev.
So after mine impacts, the doors are going to swing open, and there's no visual. There's just a thick cloud of tobacco smoke. Backlit from the cigarette itself, and then the eyes flash open, and the room is just filled with automatic gunfire. As I fire out into there, spraying the Nazis.
3 pinpoints of red turn into a flurry of blood. As there's a whole 4 to 5 Nazis that sort of slowly, cautiously had approached the box, thinking maybe this was something of value, before absolutely just getting decimated. Perfect. All right. Let's go to Porna.
So my coffin sort of goes thud on its base. It somehow lands standing up. And so as it kind of falls, leans against one of the walls of the catacombs, the lid swings open, and almost like I have been interrupted in the middle of a cigarette. Disclaimer: don't smoke; it's bad for you. But also, we are in France. I'm just there, like, I'm already undead. How is this going to affect me? And it's like, you don't know when I had the time to light a cigarette, let alone why I have a cigarette holder with me. But I saunter out of the coffin, and I have this very specific weapon. The technical term is enormous knife, which I take machete style from behind my back, literally while sauntering up to a bunch of Nazis who are like confused because they're Nazis. I'm assuming they're also misogynist, even though everybody was at the time. And they're confused. They're like, I don't know, maybe like did just step out of a coffin, but also looks like she's coming up to ask for a light. And I walk up, and as they're all looking towards each other to check if anyone does have a light, pick out this enormous knife and go. And ideally cause a lot of damage.
Amazing. I love there are, in many horror movies, there is a sort of moment. I think there's one on like a giant cruise ship where a razor wire comes through people and they sort of slide in half. There is a moment with this knife like this where you can see the Nazis come up, and several of them are sort of searching. As they look back up, this knife comes in, catching throats, catching arms, catching body parts. The last in the line has fully pulled out a lighter, and there is, coming from the lighter, just a small string of fire. As the knife goes through the fire, you can see the blood on the edge of the blade start to sizzle as it cuts into the knife-holding Nazi.
And I think as it is slow motion for me, not so much for him, I managed to catch the lighter as he goes down, and just like, oh, cheers, love. Take it. And like saunter back to my coffin and lean back against the wall.
I love it. And then last but not least, Steve.
So the coffin drops, a little bit wobbly, falls back with like how you would expect a coffin to be in on the ground. Couple of these wannabes show up, and they try to investigate. It's not uncommon, I'm assuming, for a coffin to be down in the catacombs, but when they look at it, it's slightly surprising because it looks like it's been torn open from the inside out, and that's really fucking weird. As one of them leans in closer to investigate, from behind, up in the top of the cave, without even so much as a sound, you just hear this the coil of a spring as a grappling hook descends straight into one of the Nazis, and he's pulled up. As before the other one can even turn around to see what's happened, there's nothing but bloody mess on the floor. And as he tries to turn to look and see what's going on, behind him he hears a soft whisper, "Run." And before he takes even a step forward to run, claw through the heart, and he falls down, still unaware of what happened, while Flint is feasting on what's left.
Love it. As this first Nazi is getting the grappling hook through them, it comes in through the top, and you actually see this is the type of grappling hook that comes in like an arrow, like a missile, and then springs out afterwards. And so it actually comes in through the top, and you can see the hook comes in and opens the jaw as it pops, and you can actually see the edges of it bust out through here as that first Nazi is yanked up. The second, there is a look on the face as they realize how dead they really are as you say, "Run." And the last thing that they think of, or that they feel, is the kind of terror that they have tried to inflict on others.
Poetic.
So that's our group. Your mission from this point is to get through the catacombs to your next destination, which, speaking above the table, we'll pick when we get there. So we haven't chosen where we're gonna go yet, but we are headed there. That is our objective at the moment. The other thing is, that they are Nazis, that there are Nazis in these catacombs. You will likely run into resistance as you go, and you've made some noise here, so that may be headed. As you sort of collect in that center circular area and start to head into the catacombs, is there anything, I'll open this up for a few moments of RP or anything you guys would like to plan or prep here before we take on this next part of the challenge?
Aranya is going to finish her meal, and then I'm going to use another item. I'm going to pull out cigarettes taken from the pocket of hanged men, and she just sort of pulls one out, puts it away, puts it at the end of a cigarette extender because she's classy, and snaps her finger, and it does like a real quick little, just for flavor, of lights the cigarette, a puff of magic. All right. Let me finish my cigarette, and then we'll get moving.
Feels like the perfect time to say chat has redeemed a stretch real quick here. You got to limber up before you kill some Nazis, so I would recommend really getting something going, and then I'm almost done with this glass, and then sips as well, so if you wouldn't mind.
All right. And then by doing that, I regain 2 blood.
Okay, perfect.
And I see the spotlight.
Okay. I get out from there, from the coffin. I am munching on the corpse of the Nazi I managed to kill off. And that's when my head pops up with the hat on as well. Who's the freaking one who keeps giving me the close and up casket? This isn't the one for me. I don't have the strength for it.
I don't know what to tell you, cowboy. You have all those big Texas muscles. I don't understand why it's a problem.
It isn't the muscles that really speak, it's the gun or the head, Serenia. Do you want me to turn that cigarette on again with the gun? I have two of them.
Maybe on the next one, cowboy. And now she's just sort of staring at Porna's character, just like, smoking a cigarette, just big sapphic energy.
Cosgrove's going to sort of raise an eyebrow. He's like, reminds herself that this is a good opportunity to get some blood. Who knows when we'll have time to. That's not true. We'll be feasting all day. But still, why not get some sustenance when we can? So, like holding Irenia, you're calling her right? Irenia. Holding Irenia's gaze, Cosgrove's going to once again sort of like examine the Nazi bodies on the floor. Like do a really sort of dismissive pout, dismissive of the bloodshed around and entirely dismissive of the horror and suffering of Nazis, and pick one and just be like, all right, like when you need to drink water before you get on the plane, just like, all right, fine, I guess. And like turns to, if one of you is nearby, it's just like, here, and like hands the cigarette holder without like, and I'm assuming whichever one of you is standing near me is like automatically just takes it as a reflex, and like kneel down as if I'm examining, like as if I'm on CSI something or the other, CSI Catacombs of Paris, and just like get in there, get my fill of Nazi blood. And I think if any of them have pamphlets that they're trying to distribute, because used to be a lot of written material that was, I think, showered upon unsuspecting places. If there are any Nazi propaganda pamphlets around, I'm going to take one, hold it in one hand, take the cigarette holder back, and sort of run the cigarette holder through the pamphlet at whatever point they're making especially annoying claims. And
so here's the question I have for you about that real quick.
Mhm.
Do you use the back end so that it's pointy and you can jab it through, or do you smoke to burn a hole through it and shove it through the cigarette side?
Ooh.
Hmm. I mean, we are in the catacombs, but on the other hand, I don't need to breathe. Sure, I'll smoke it.
Keep going. I just had to ask that.
Yeah. So I just read it with complete disdain on my face, and just yeah, I set the thing on fire with my cigarette, and then I drop it onto the body that I had just. And like I look around at the others, and I'm like, we need to clean up after ourselves, lads. Not just leave stuff around. That's no way to treat.
Yeah. What's a
host-
couple more bodies in the catacombs? I have to say though, the fear makes these guys taste so much better.
I personally like my Nazis most. I think I've been spending too much time around people who are like connoisseurs or maybe just Paris, you know. You need something smoky.
We could set them on fire, you know. That is. Yeah.
Are we ready to go on
Why
the
would
move?
you smoke? Sorry?
Are we ready to go on the move now that we're filling the catacombs with smoke so the Nazis will choke?
Well, this is what I'm saying, that we can smoke them out. I mean, I don't know.
Actually,
It felt
burning
more
your
like
food.
an amuse bouche.
Once you're done eating, darling, I think it's a brilliant idea. I think, okay, this is what I want to pitch. A terrify roll. Where we light the bodies on fire as we're leaving to create a roll of just smoke and noxious fumes of burning corpses. It's also really dry down here. But like just a couple, enough to start the smoke and the smolder, not enough to catch fire to everywhere. Like piling the Nazi bodies in the middle and just making a pyre that just makes noxious smoke fill the catacombs because we don't need to breathe.
I have two different things I could do to help with that. I have
Okay, what do you got?
fire bombs and smoke grenades.
Let's do it.
Ooh,
Let's use some of the smoke grenade like stuff on the inside. Darling, we could deconstruct one of your smoke grenades and it could intensify the smoke so the fire doesn't need to be as hot. You're a
Anyway,
genius.
here's the thing. This is this thing that I love to do back home, but I've been itching to try it here. There's a thing that I can do called the Danse Macabre, and I can gain full control of the corpse for around a minute, after which it falls apart. So if you give me and look towards Rev's character's name, I can't remember at the moment. Nicole looks towards Nicole and says, "Oh, such a band of amazing friends." Anyway, whatever. So looks towards Nicole and says, "If you give me one of your firebomb things, I will give it to my dancing corpse person, and we can wait at one end of the catacombs, one of the exits, and they smoke out the Nazis. Nazis come with us, and we just go." What do you think?
I think it's a marvelous plan.
Enjoy it.
So,
I think it's genius. Come on, cowboy. Let's go find a place to prop up at the exit.
Let me bring the hand. And just getting the hand off the arm of the Nazi.
I'm gonna pull one of the grenades off the vest. It's one of the smoke grenades. Pull the pin and then pass it over with the spoon still held in place to Cosgrave. This is just let go and it's done.
cheers, love. And then takes the grenade, uses the dance macabre. So just to clarify, we gain blood by also drinking blood, right? So when we fed initially, we gained blood, right? So I'm
Yes.
going to
So
spend
everybody who
that
fed,
blood.
and
Sorry.
I would like to say, sorry, no, you're okay. I have two quick things. The first is that everybody, I would say, let's, just because it's more fun and we're doing a one shot here, right? So everybody, I'm gonna say you all start with 2 blood because you probably fed off of 2 of the people that you killed.
Okay.
Let's just immediately give people some blood to work with. I know one of you already spent abilities, so sorry, but that was also a cool use of ability. So it works great.
Should I just add 2 more to my 3? Because I got 3 blood. I worked hard for my blood. No, I think I would probably have 4. Because if I got 2 from that initial feeding, then that's how that would work out. Because you only gave me 1.
Yeah, we'll just do that 2 from the initial. The other thing, Forna, one last thing is that as you guys are sort of getting this ready, you are starting to hear more Nazi soldiers in the distance. Heavy boots. So keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go get on the move at one of the exits. Smoke bomb, zombie, go. And we're just like waiting to flush them out.
Yep. And I pat the German soldier corpse person, pat him on the head, hand him the grenade and go, be careful with it for at least a minute, and then go and run. And then we all kind of like run, but in slow motion because we're cool.
Of course.
Okay. So since we are looking to actually use this as to fulfill an objective here, this is going to be a terrify roll, right? Like you were saying.
Yep.
So it looks like we used some equipment in there. It looks like a few other things. So we may have some additional dice here.
Gotcha.
So however you guys need to resolve that exactly. But there are definitely some pluses involved in this. So Rev, what were the pluses on that smoke grenade?
So that's going to be 1 for the grenade itself, and then an additional 1 for cover advance.
Okay, perfect. And so you'll have, let's see, you'll have your however many dice for your terrify roll, and then at least +2 there, unless we're using some other equipment or something else in this ability or something like that.
All right. So whose terrify do we use? Mine because I pitched the idea, or Porna's because they executed it?
I will leave that between the two of you. Who wants to head it up?
I'm happy for Irina to take it. My question was more that I have in brackets after the dance macabre, it says +1. Hans, are you okay? I don't know what that means. I just want to plus.
Oh, it's because it fools people. They're not gonna notice that it's a zombie.
Corpse guy is a corpse.
That corpse guy's a corpse until it's like too late.
Oh.
Now,
cool.
I would like to argue that this does apply for that, because the intention is the Nazis are coming towards us, and then we drop grenades to continue, so that we'd want them to not investigate that guy.
True.
So we can get as close as possible.
Yeah, I think we can just sort of like hang out at the entrance, let a few of them go inside and be injured or killed by the grenade, and some who will run back out, we can be like, ooh, lunch or something.
So, part of what I will clarify is that extra little parentheses is if we get to a situation where the Nazis are checking, that actually fulfills that scenario.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
that's
All
actually
right.
what gives it the plus is
An extra die.
yes, and we can set something up with this with we haven't set the rest of the bodies on fire yet, have we? Or is it just the smoke grenade?
I think it's just the smoke.
No,
grenade.
I just
That's
set.
smoke.
No, I just set the two. Well, that's true. I set the 3 bodies that I feasted on before on fire, and
Okay, so we did do that.
yeah, but it was just them, like in a clump.
So what I would say
I used
is,
somebody else's corpse.
yeah, with only 3 bodies and it just getting started, I don't think the haze has filled the tunnel enough to really obscure. So the Nazi groups that are coming after you will, or that are in your way, I should say, because they are. This is a catacomb with many different paths.
Yeah.
But it sounded like it was sort of the direction you guys were headed forward. Is that what I was picking up from you guys? Or is this? No, this is to
I thought
cover,
we were-
isn't it?
I thought we were to cover, like,
Sorry, misheard
Yes.
that. So yeah, it is to cover. So you're headed away from them.
yes.
So here, yes. So the thing was, not so much that we were headed away from them. It is that, like, the Nazis we encounter while on our way to the exit, I mean, we can just deal with. But I meant more like, because of the grenade, more Nazis will come out of the cave that we haven't encountered on our way to the exit,
Like,
and
the ones
those
that we
then we
wouldn't
can kill.
pass will now come to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like setting a
Got it.
trap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're smoking out, your quarry, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll keep that in mind as we're moving forward.
Alright.
so
So
yeah,
five dice.
5 dice, and the way the turns work here is when you guys make a move towards the objective. So when you're rolling these dice, I roll the attack back. So what's going to happen is I'm going to narrate while we're rolling the sort of moment that's happening, unless you guys would like to sort of narrate. But the enemy is going to, take some shots here once they realize that it's not Hans anymore.
Okay.
Those shots could ricochet and hit you guys. Right.
Okay.
Or there
we
could
go.
be some sort of detrimental thing that happens because of this. So that's what this attack is representing. And any successes you don't allocate to neutralizing my successes can be used towards the objective.
Gotcha.
So and you could leave these without dealing with them, but that definitely means that it'll hurt you guys some. So
Yeah. All right, here we go. And whoa. Ooh. Okay.
So I've got 2 successes over here.
Okay, so successes are 4 and above, right? Because I got 3,
Yes.
2, 1, and 2 4s.
Yes.
The 3,
Okay,
2,
so
1
that
are
is-
discarded.
All right.
Okay, so you got 2 successes and I got 2 successes. So you're allowed to allocate those to the objective if you want, but that means bullets and problems are coming towards you guys. You can just make it a full wash if you'd like. Somewhere in between there, wherever you'd like to be.
Irania is going to suggest, I think we should just move forward while they're distracted. We will have plenty to feast on the way out. And she just pauses and waits for any kind of response.
I have a question before I respond. Is how do I get advances?
Can you get advances?
Yeah.
Because it's a one shot.
Oh,
Objectives?
1 second. Oh, okay. There is a way. We won't hit that right now, but I will. Let's see. Yes. So you get advances. I had to control F through the document here to make sure I found it fast. The way you get advances is actually by drinking the blood of our lieutenants, our Ubermensch,
Oh.
that will be later. So that is actually how the group will choose one player to take an advance at that point when we take those on.
Sounds good.
That's a good question.
All right.
Rick. Thank you. So
you were saying, should we move on from the catacombs to our next location?
Yeah.
Random?
Call it a wash and then move on and then fight whatever
So-
Nazis we see.
So you will just move on to the next section of the catacombs. The challenge here is to get out of the catacombs, which is
Yeah.
a 6.
Mhm.
So you have to allocate 6 successes to it. It has a challenge rating of 1. So every time you allocate more than 1 success, right, 1 success is docked from it. So there's a soak to it basically. So
Yeah.
to get 1 success at this, you have to have 2 successes. I said the word successes a lot there. Is everybody tracking?
Yeah.
Do we need, so how many, so the fact that we extricated ourselves from this situation, is that counted as 1 success?
So that will be so I rolled the 2 successes and you rolled 2 successes. If you use that to wash, then it's nothing.
No
done.
success?
Starting at 0.
But we looked so cool doing it though.
You
Okay.
did.
The system is
And I'm about to narrate that moment. I realized I got probably too far away from it, so I am going to give us a quick rundown of what happens there.
okay.
If you guys are okay with that before we move on
Sure.
from this.
Just let us know because I feel like there was a lot of planning for a lot of nothing.
It was
Um,
and we can be a bit faster with it in that, like, hey, I'm using a smoke grenade, and then when we resolve it, we can do more of the, like, and we did this and this and this. That may help, speed that up and keep from using all our cool ideas on stuff that doesn't work on dice.
yeah.
So that may be a thing moving forward here. But you see this shambling form of this dead Nazi walking through the catacombs towards these heavy laden feet of these armored infantry squads that are spooked out of their minds from this loud bang and crash that has happened in the catacombs. And they see what seems to be one of their own moving in this hazy sort of scenario. And it's 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds of this sort of shambling, right? And they go, Hans, is that you? No answer. Hans, answer me right now. No answer. And so they open fire. And so you see the dead body of this Nazi soldier that was reanimated, just absolutely taking shot after shot after shot. If they empty full clips into them. In that moment, the hand releases the smoke grenade. And so as you see this dead body take shot after shot after shot, smoke starts to fill the room. Almost as if the body disintegrated into smoke that is filling the room. And you see, you can hear the shouts of witchcraft and things like that, of not sure what magic has caused this moment to happen. All right. Yes.
Yeah, we've seen that. Can I just do a little script change with Irania?
Yeah.
I feel like after that description, something different might happen. So I would
Okay.
like instead, like fish in a barrel. And she confidently strides into the smoke-filled room. I'm going to spend 1 blood point and used dark glamour. Spend 1 blood. Those nearby are mesmerized by your unearthly visage. And it's a plus with beautiful surroundings. And as she goes through the smoke, she just sort of puts her hands out, and the smoke just sort of undulates around her, and you feel this presence as she uses the smoke and emerging from it to, as a prop, like she's in a show, like a burlesque performer in a smoke-filled stage.
Absolutely. it's kind of interesting how this starts as almost a tactical move, where it starts sort of sharp, right? And then it slowly, as you get through the smoke, the length of smoke towards the end, it moves into this art form. Is that a roll or just something that happens?
It just says spend 1 blood. Those nearby are mesmerized by your unearthly visage, and then it says plus beautiful surroundings. So maybe it's a roll.
Let me check this out real quick.
Yeah, double check. I'm not quite sure.
I think that it is that if you have a beautiful surrounding, you add 1 die extra.
Yes.
Yeah. So this would be con, search, shoot, terrify?
That's a great question. This is
I think it's con. It's not con from Constitution, but con from conning a person.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
I made the same confusion before.
okay. I thought it was Constitution. I didn't realize it was.
No.
Oh, I have 4 in
I
con.
I remembered when I read these and I was like, okay, this covers everything. We're great. And I could not. Thank you. Yeah. So go ahead and make that con roll then.
Okay, con plus 1. Come
Yeah, because we're
on.
reading con.
5,
deceiving
5,
someone.
4, 4, 3,
5, 5, 4, 4, 3.
and 3.
Okay. So that is 5 successes? Did I?
4, I think.
Let me make
5,
Two
sure.
5s,
4.
2 4s.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
two-
3
yeah.
is not a success.
No, 3 is
I
not a
need to-
success.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you've said 4 successes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got another 2. So yeah, as absolutely, you can see there is a moment where it is almost as if these soldiers, their training has been to reload and fire immediately, and you are doing this in the moment, in that reload, right? There is that pause of all the clips are empty, and all of a sudden there's the movement in, and you can see the soldiers' eyes grow wide, as they almost start swaying with you. There's like they almost start physically moving to your rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So that's 2 of those wash out mind, by the way. So that gives you 2 towards the objective.
Could I do a thing here to piggyback off of what Irina just did?
Yes,
Please.
I have an ability called Sense Heartbeat. It basically says you can sense the heartbeats of living beings through walls and other obstacles.
Yes.
So could I use that as a way to like walk into the smoke behind her and kind of like take them out one by one?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Would that be brawl, I'm guessing? Or would that more
Yes.
be...
Up close fight is brawl.
Okay, cool. And I have plus... what is it called? Plus dense cover. That's... Okay.
Yeah, I'll call this heavy smoke dense cover. Absolutely.
So that's 2 6s and 1 5.
Okay. 2 6s. Oh, I need to.
Yeah, I rolled 5 dice. So 6, 6, 5, 1, and 2.
Amazing. 6 6 5 1 and 2. Okay. What I'm gonna say is, so this let's, okay. So that is 1 success over here. So you had 2, correct?
I had 3. 2 6s
3,
and
okay.
1 5. Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, so one of those is going to get wiped out with me. As you can see, one of the soldiers, in noticing the shadow behind Irina starts to come to. What weapon are you using for this?
Oh, just my claws.
Just your okay, cool.
I have
that
steel
monster.
gouging claws.
As if you're okay with this, as you come out of the smoke, this one soldier who starts to move, starts to realize, gets immediately clawed, and you it is up through the rib cage, and you actually hold on to their ribs, and they become a tower shield for you as you move to the next.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How many do we still need? We need 2 or 3.
A total of 4 towards
So yeah,
6.
we need 2 more.
Yes.
So I'm gonna pull out a bundle of dynamite that's wrapped, and using my sapper ability, anytime I'm using explosives, it reduces the objective or threat challenge by 1.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and blow out the wall, which is also demolitions. So 5 dice, and we only need 1 success.
So,
Okay.
sort of. Yes. So reducing the challenge is basically reducing the armor here. So you still need the 2 full successes.
Okay.
But yes, this is still very, very helpful.
6, 6, 4, 4, 3.
Okay. I've got 1 success over here. So you said 6, 6, so that's 2 criticals.
Which value 2 times 2?
So that's 2 apiece. So 6, 6. So that's 5, right? Or 6.
So we were at 4. So the first 6 puts us at 6.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about yours specifically.
Oh yeah,
No.
2 6s and 2 4s.
2 6s and 2 4s. Okay, so yeah, that's 6 successes for you in total.
Ooh,
Yes,
ooh,
6
I'm
successes.
confused. Why Steve had 2 6s?
Did we not
the
count
last
those as
roll.
criticals?
No, no.
Those
no.
should have been counted as criticals. Sorry about
I
that.
just-
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
that's even
Sorry,
better than, 'cause I
6s
don't
are
need more
criticals.
dice later.
So the other thing that I will say is this balances out because I messed up in the opposite direction. Because the actual infantry is not part of the objective. So just killing the soldiers is a different thing. You reduce their threat instead of the objective. So we can still have both and it work out great.
All right.
Is the good news here. It's,
So what happens? Like how's the
So-
cat adjusted?
yes. How many 6s did you have, Steve?
2.
2. Okay. So you had 5 successes in total then. So I rolled 1 success that reduces to 4. So to give you a look behind the curtain, the armored infantry squad has a threat level of 6. So that means you reduce that by 2/3 by yourself. Well, by yourself and by the paralysis there. Because that is an important aspect of that. So that group of soldiers is greatly wrecked by you, Steve. And then let me remember character name here.
Nicole?
Is it Nicole? Yes.
Yeah, Nicole.
Yep, Nicole, the demolitions expert.
So
and that sapper ability was the one that I was using there.
yes. So you go ahead, and that was another 6 successes for you.
Yeah.
And reduced down to 5, I think, because I had 1 success as well.
Yeah.
So that busts a hole in the actual catacombs. So here's what I'm gonna, if you guys are okay with this, what sort of explosive did you use?
It was a bundle of dynamite.
There's a bundle of dynamite. So I think there's a moment where you just sort of hurl the dynamite, right? There is a thing that, weirdly enough, I grew up selling fireworks as a kid. There's a thing that I used to do as a kid where we would light a firework and I'd look at it and I'd count and I'd wait until the wick was at a certain level so I could throw it in the air and it would explode exactly where I wanted it to. you being the demolitions expert that you are, I think you've done a version of this where you light this bundle of dynamite and you sit with it in your hand as it slowly sort of burns down. And then you hurl it at the ceiling. And it gets up to the ceiling and blows a hole in the ceiling, caving the top of this down, crushing the rest of the group of soldiers, and also creating a ramp for you all to exit the catacombs out to the surface.
Oh, Nicole, darling, you're a genius.
I do.
And then my character just proceeds to like go up the ramp like it's a catwalk in Milan, and like makes her way like up out of the catacombs.
I love that. So I'm going to take a quick second here, and we're going to take a quick break, because I know I need a bio break real quick here.
Okay.
And then we'll be back here in just a few minutes, and we can talk on the back end where we want to go for Sector 2, or we can do that live if you guys would like. But for my players, if you don't need a break, that's something to think about, is where in Sector 2 you want to head. So, all right, we'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back to the One Shot Wonderarium. I am here with my amazing folks. We have our vampire commandos have dropped into Nazi-occupied Paris. They have decimated some Nazis. They have found their way out of the catacombs underneath the city. And honestly, they've wreaked some havoc already, and we're just getting started. We are headed up as you sort of climb out of the ramp made by rubble and debris that has happened. And this includes literally you're coming up on a street. So there's actually like, there are not many vehicles at this time in Paris. Only really important or influential people had vehicles. And so one of the vehicles is in this rubble, and it's absolutely just twisted and crushed. And you can see some of the propaganda. Nowadays, it'd be a sticker. It was probably a small flag attached to a window or something like that. That this was probably a high-ranking Nazi's vehicle that is now crumbled into the pile as you step on it to get into our next place, which is the exhibition of degenerate art. So if I can not talk myself out of my own breath,
just one thing, sorry.
Yes.
The previous scene when I killed all the people, I think Flint would invite the others to partake in the drinking, so everyone would at least get one more blood. I'm just saying, that's because he would want to share. And
load right up.
Yeah.
The other thing that I would say is I'll add, because there were only a few soldiers left that some got smashed, so there was one or two of you that didn't partake in that initial blood. That high-ranking Nazi is left in the vehicle, and you are able to drink the blood from them to finish up to the rest of you. So, let's go ahead and pull up. Where are we at here? I need to get to the right page in our book here, which I should have done earlier, but here we are. Degenerate. Let's just. That word is not in this thing too much. There we go. Yeah, it's in the whole PDF twice. Okay. All right, here we go. So the Museum of Degenerate Art is at first has the ideals of many government buildings, where it is very clean on the outside. You can tell many hours have been spent washing and rewashing things off of that. It hides the idea of what is inside, but you can tell the beginning, the entrance to it is chained up, and there are signs on it, upon order of the Führer, no entry. As this is the repository for all of the art and works of creativity that the Nazis have deemed antithetical to German values. As you bust through the chains and enter that door, you can see the some of the art has been deliberately badly framed and hung, and then it is surrounded with different. Some is chalk pencil, some is paint, some is different ink mediums, mocking the art itself. And you can see there are slurs written across some of the art. There is profanity written on some of the art. It has been the hours spent by artists creating this have been spit on by the Nazis themselves. And of course, these are, despite the fact that these pieces are beautiful, the good pieces, or the deemed good pieces, are missing. Because, of course, while the public can't see, Nazi officers have stolen what they believe the best for their own collections. The remainder of these are being moved as you enter, I should say. You know that you want to salvage some of these if you can, because the people of Paris deserve to have their art preserved. They deserve to have their common voice lifted up. You are about to take a very quick and violent gallery tour to see the best pieces that represent the defiance of the French people. And as you start to enter the gallery, you can see there are Nazis actively pulling things down off the walls, taking it into the courtyard to burn.
Oh, Porna first, and then
Absolutely.
me after Porna.
So I have a suggestion, and
Absolutely.
I was going to say that I'm hoping that amongst the people that are present at the museum, there are also.
Uh-oh.
You have frozen on my end, my friend.
And on my end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I was wondering if that would happen. We are going to hope that Porna comes back. If not, we may have to take another quick break as we reset. But for the moment, I'm hoping it's just a momentary thing. While we wait, does somebody else have something small or something they'd like to do?
We are starting this next scene.
Wait. There we
Reich
go.
is back.
There we go. Yes.
All right. You're back.
Yes.
We lost the entirety of what you'd like to do. So if you want to restart from the beginning, that'd be amazing.
Because the screen froze where Tony's eyes were like shut, and I was like, he can't be that mad at what I said. Anyway, so my suggestion is that there be some high-ranking German officers present as their underlings are pulling stuff from the walls, so that one of us can go and be like actually, it doesn't actually need to be in a separate room, but whatever. Go to the chamber where this person is, and what I want to do is, while my colleagues convince in the friendliest way possible the Nazi soldiers to tell them where this stolen appropriated art is, so that we can reappropriate it and put it back in the museum, in like a montage scene maybe. I have this ability called Phantasmagoria,
Okay.
which is I can conjure nightmare illusions in the area immediately around me, and I get a +1 for incorporating the background in a clever way. What I would like to do is get the highest ranking German officials and have a special exhibition open just for them in one of the chambers, with all the worst of humanity, Hitler and his cronies, be portrayed in the works of art that they hate the most, in all manner of heavy on the innuendo, and sometimes not even innuendo works of art. And it is everywhere they look. And yeah, I kind of want to do that. I also kind of want to have a very offensive version to their eyes of Hitler parading around being like, Look at this art! Isn't it fabulous? Just around the exhibition hall.
I- Absolutely. Yes. I love that so very, very much. That you have this this fake Hitler. That at first to get this high-ranking official and maybe a couple of others that are of sufficient rank, right? They pull them in, and as they are leaving, they're going to shout to the common soldiers who are left behind, to keep working. That they must not be distracted. That things like that. Absolutely. So, and this is probably going to be a con roll, right? Oh, it seems like we have lost Hector. I wondered.
yeah.
Hector was
Was
Blood has
frozen,
taken Hector's
yeah.
place for the moment.
So this was my suggestion for what I would do, and like a light suggestion for what others might want to do. But I don't know if you want to, like, how do we talk about the roles that I do? If anybody else, I also wanted to leave it open for anybody else to join me if they wanted to, if they have abilities that can further mess with these high-ranking officials. If they want to come join the fun, if you want.
If you want them dead
Am I
fast.
back?
You are back.
Oh
You
my
are back.
gosh. My whole computer crashed.
Wow.
I'm talking like green screen of death,
Gosh.
blue screen of
What's in
death.
blue? Oh, okay.
Like, and the percentage wasn't going up at all for collecting data. You know how the new blue screen of death is like, oh, we collect data? All you watchers out there, you know what I'm talking about. We're on the internet, right? We're in a shared language. I would have been fine. I would have come back. I have an iPad, but I just had to turn off my computer manually and then turn it back on again, like I'm tech support. But
As we are proving through this,
let's
as
kill
we
some
are
Nazis.
proving through this adventure, we are our own tech support, Hector.
We are. We really are. What,
Honestly, we
Porna, I'm
should
so
do
sorry.
this heads up.
What
It's
is
the
your
entire
pitch? What are we doing? How can I violently support you?
I'm gonna mess with a bunch of the high-ranking German officials by putting them in a room, showing them a bunch of art that features Hitler and his highest-ranking cronies in art that he would not approve of, while also having a facsimile nightmarish vision of Hitler acting in ways that they would not approve of, parading around the room being like, look at this art, isn't it pretty? I'm a twat.
So what I would like to do to support this is I'm gonna spend a blood to activate my dark magic power once again. But I want it to manifest a little differently this time. I want it to hold on, I'm gonna fix how this fit to height. There we go. It's easier for me to read that way. So dark glamour. When those nearby are mesmerized by your unearthly visage, plus for beautiful surroundings. We're surrounded by a bunch of beautiful art, even if a bunch of it's been defamed. So I want to use my arcane occult blood magic knowledge to take my dark glamour and latch it onto her spell so that all of the mid-ranking lower officials drop the art and are just standing there slack staring at me, and also boosting the enticement of her illusion so that she can lure them away.
Okay.
We're going full bore here, so I'm gonna roll con +1. And
Okay.
I will also be rolling on.
Does anybody want to add? Is it okay if other people add to this, or do you want us to do our opening salvo, just the two of us first?
So let's start with, because I'm gonna have to roll against each of you.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and start with this before we start stacking things that may not come to pass.
Yeah, sure. No
Yes.
worries. Porno, you go first.
Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
And the
I
attack
have
here is 3.
3.
So
So I have three in con, and I get an additional one for incorporating the background in a clever way, which I don't know whether I need to ask or I just get it. And
I think you've sort of talked about incorporating the degenerate art specifically, and I think that's a great incorporation. Absolutely, yes.
okay, cool. So I think it says 4d6, and I got a 4, a 5, a 1, and a 2. So 2 successes.
Also picked up 2 successes.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, I got a psychological win out of this, but there is also Hector has to roll as well, so maybe
You can decide to
it's
take
a combined
damage.
roll.
What?
That you can decide to take damage, but further the objective a bit more.
Yeah, you could have something go wrong to further the objective here.
Mhm.
So maybe that's the lower some of the lower officers are, alerted, or I actually have something in my back pocket if you don't have any ideas.
I think that some of the lower officers should attack, which is what prompts my character to intervene. But I think we should get a little hurt first, right? Like, you got the officers, but the lower officers are like, "What are you doing?" And we take some damage. How does that sound?
That works exactly with my idea. So I'll sort of take it from here. You guys can add stuff if you'd like. But so as this sort of almost like I grew up with listening to My Chemical Romance, and I imagine the like band or parade martial logo that they have. So I'm imagining sort of the Fuhrer marching around in that sort of way, and doing absolutely obscene things. Being like, "Come on, let's go!" Right? And there is a moment where they are. This is such an idea that is brain breaking to some of these officers that they are just frozen in place for a second at this. The thing that starts to unleash people is you hear a horn start to get honked from the street, and the rev of an engine as a Nazi Jeep crashes through the wall with armored soldiers, who have been tracking you since you landed, opening fire. So, if you'd like to, Purna, would you like to spend all of those points on our negating my successes, or would you like to spend some of those towards the objective?
Does Hector's black magic roll get combined with mine?
Not yet. That will trigger after yours.
Okay, then I guess I can just go towards the objective.
Okay. So, so then what's going to happen here is, in this flurry of fire, you are going to take 2 damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But that is 2 towards your objective, which, for the record, for anybody keeping track at home, is 8. So it is now down to 6. There's also a secondary objective here, of officially in the book, it's written as track down a lost Van Gogh or something. So basically, keep art for yourself, or keep art for the French people. So yeah.
Would stopping the soldiers from taking away the art that they were in the process of doing
Count towards the secondary or the primary objective?
the secondary?
So that's really sort of mechanically driven, right? You can add those 2 points to the primary or the secondary if you'd like. If you'd like to get the secondary done, you can put 2 there, and we are already halfway to the secondary objective.
I would like other people's opinions.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I don't know. I kind of want to like speed run to Hitler. I think we should put it towards the primary objective.
Yeah.
Possibly, mostly because it's a one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can make it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm happy. I'm happy to put the success towards the primary objective. But I meant while Hector and I are dealing with these people in this room, everybody else is going to be haranguing the soldiers, right?
We don't know yet. They haven't
Okay.
said.
Mm-hmm. We go after you and Hector.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready for my roll yet? Do we got all our questions answered?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, cool. All right. Con, beautiful surroundings, spent the blood, and Badal. 1 success.
Okay. I also have 1 success.
I will.
Question.
I
for
got
you real quick.
nothing.
So wait, so you were doing a con roll, right?
I rolled
With-
5 dice and I only got 1 success.
Okay, now I thought you rolled the wrong number of dice.
No, I rolled 5 dice
That's very
and
unlucky.
I just got really unlucky. I don't know what to tell you. It was like
Oh,
1,
no.
2, 3, 4, and a 2. It was not. I think that my character is like really stressed and wasn't expecting like the guns and the bullets, and then the magic just didn't like go off. So help somebody else, because the dice are not being nice to us. If anyone else has anyone else in the team, please, like, we're not, do something that's not working.
Can I?
Yeah,
I don't know if we can. I don't know if the actions work the same way as other games, but I have something where I have bottled ghosts that can pass through walls. Can I send them to alert the others?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. What
Yeah,
do you
go
want
ahead,
to do,
sorry.
Steve?
No,
Oh.
please, Purna, go ahead. She was talking first.
So I was going to say that I will send the bottle ghosts towards my colleagues, and tell them that we need help, but also to that the ghosts should go specifically through Nazi soldiers to scare the crap out of them, and also ideally, I don't know if ghosts are corporeal in this world. I feel like they probably are. So if the Nazi soldiers that they scare, to take the art out of their damn hands and put it back on the wall.
Okay. And you said this was
This is bottled
good.
ghost.
bottled ghosts. Okay.
Personality.
It's a roll though, I think. I don't know if I can. I get multiple actions.
Oh yeah, you can. So this feels like it would be a terrify roll, right? Because you want to alert your people, but you also want to scare the Nazis to put the art back,
Yeah.
right? So go ahead and make me a terrify roll. You are making them pass through walls, so this is going to be with 4 dice.
Yeah. 4 successes.
Okay. Well, I definitely can't beat
Nice.
that. I got one success over here.
Oh,
You can use your successes to get blood as well.
Oh yeah. Okay, well I'll put 2 points towards the objective, the secondary objective, and
two towards
'cause I've-
blood.
and I'll get but doesn't one of my successes gets canceled out by yours, right?
Yeah.
So I have three left, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So then I will take 1 blood and 2 points towards the secondary objective, please.
I love this. So, as you open up this bottle, you see it's not just ghosts. It is the ghosts of all of the forlorn and star-crossed artists that have embodied the ideals of Paris over the last hundreds of years. They hear the calling of the cork coming off of this bottle. And so you see, and my art knowledge isn't good enough to name drop artists here. I could just pick French names, but I don't know that they're accurate here. But you see, I would say, well-known French artists, right? Who start marching through the walls, dead set on taking back this place from those who have destroyed it and treated it with so little love that in fact you can see Van Gogh actually the ghost comes out and it will rip off the ear of a soldier. They start inflicting upon the wounds that were in life. You can see one soldier dies of TB in front of your very eyes, right?
Oh.
All of these gruesome diseases that these impoverished artists were afflicted by are all of a sudden being inflicted upon these Nazi soldiers in seconds.
I recognize this is not from this decade or this accent, but payback's a bitch.
Yeah.
Does anyone else on the team have any ideas what they would like to do?
I have an idea here.
Go for it.
I would like to use an ability of mine that is Spider Scurry, to go through the wall and climb towards the ceiling of the area these people are located in. And while everything is going on, I'm just hiding in the shadows of the ceiling. I'm assuming it's very high, so I am not very elite in my location. So my 2 eyes are leaning towards that side. And the moment that everything starts going on with the ghosts appearing and Irenia doing her dancing as well, I'll just pop from the ceiling and go guns ablaze while falling.
I love this. Okay, so this,
Bessie Maria, don't fail me now.
This spider crawl, is this, you said this was an ability?
It's an ability, yes.
Okay. I'm looking at the wrong person. That's why I was looking at Flint going, I don't see it. There we go. Okay.
It's on Chuck.
So yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to say, you are set up in, I would say, you're not out in the courtyard. I think you are in one of the galleries that is meant to feel more personal, right? There are galleries that have large ceilings and large walls and things like that. This gallery is meant to hone in on a subject. I know it's a much smaller room, so you're going to get that plus from low ceilings.
For low ceiling. Okay, let's go with that. That'll mean am I doing shoot or sneak? Maybe sneak because I'm trying to sneak in this.
Let's see. Did you say you were opening fire with your weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the idea, to appear from above and then fall while falling.
It's up to you. Shoot's a little bit better, so I encourage that, but it's up to you.
I can go with Brawl because Brawl is high as well. I'm going with my fangs and nails there. Just jumping
I
towards
like
the
this
face
a
of
lot.
this person. So that's 3 dice. And for low ceiling, I'm adding 1 more. And that should be it. Oh, and because I'm using my... I don't know, if I was using my pair revolvers, Betsy and Maria, I would add a +1. Okay, I'll go back to the idea of the guns. Add 1 more die. It's not my fangs and my nails that go with 5 dice.
So you're pulling out Betsy and Maria and opening fire.
Betsy and Maria, yes. And have 2 5s. So I am. How big is the threat here?
So the threat, the infantry is 6. With sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. The threat is 6. Yeah, there's no width though this time. And I did roll 1 success.
Okay, so I'm reducing 1 of those successes.
Yes.
And the remaining die, I am using it to further the objective.
Okay, absolutely. So how, so I'm imagining that Chuck sort of falls down on top of this person, right? Much like an ambush predator would drop on top,
Yes.
right? Just absolutely. Actually, no, you didn't do brawl anymore. You did shoot.
Shoot.
So I think with the spider climb, you are able to let go with your hands, and sort of lean back on the ceiling. And your holsters are set in such a way that your weapons, when you do this, fall out. So you can see Maria and Betsy fall, and you, arms extended, grab them. Boom, 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 boom. Right? As you are hanging from the ceiling. And you just fire into
the back of their back.
Yeah, absolutely. Clearing out one of these galleries for you guys to do whatever you want. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who else has some ideas here?
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, so I was thinking of kind of like being behind a pillar.
Okay.
And same sort of thing of like once everything breaks out, come out and whip around with the cut down Lee Enfield, and just going for chest shots, just blowing them away, pop, 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 trying to take out as many as I can.
So you were working on taking out this infantry squad.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Absolutely.
All right. Would you say that I was in close quarters?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would say if you were popping out around a column, you are 100% waiting for your moment.
6 dice. A 6, 2 3s, 2 2s, and a 1.
So 2 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. I got 1 success.
So yeah, I'm gonna cancel that one out, and then 1 towards taking them out.
And this is a full rifle, right? The Leon Field?
Yes, but it's a cut down one, so it's chopped off. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm imagining this sort of stashed inside a jacket, and then sort of, right, as you shift around, there is a Nazi who is running with a piece of, with a gun, headed towards some of the other action, and does not even see you as you just point blank as they run across. Their blood spatter becomes a Jackson Pollock on the other wall. Okay.
All right.
That bumps your infantry down to 5.
Okay.
What do you got, Steve?
So, this entire time, before the car crashes through, Flint is half-backed. He doesn't really understand what art is. Like, it's whatever. So he's been walking around using the flag from the previous car that we totaled. That he basically chewed off the flag and is using the end of it as like a toothpick to pick at his teeth, basically, because whatever. And then he spots something. He spots a painting that just speaks to him somehow, and it's because degenerate art, right? And he's just mesmerized by it when he hears the loud crash from the car, and the Nazis coming in. Now, I want to ask: do you think a car qualifies as a large and heavy object?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
cool.
these days, because these are not the aluminum and plastic cars they're not the lighter alloy cars. These are steel bodied.
Interesting. So I have an ability called improvised projectile, which basically means it says I can chuck something large and heavy a surprising distance.
I love it. I love it.
I'm going to make my way over to the car, pick it up, and just fucking launch it at. We're not to swear. I'm sorry. And just launch it at.
Fuck yeah, we are.
At the remaining Nazis. That is what I'm trying to do.
Amazing. I love this so very much.
So will that count as brawl? Or would that be? Would that be?
You know what? This is cool enough. Whichever one's higher, that's the one you're gonna use.
Okay, brawl it is.
Okay, cool. I was like, it doesn't feel like shoot, but I could see it being ranged. But honestly, I want this to work so badly.
It can be terrifying.
When I asked for help, I knew y'all were gonna come through. Y'all really
No, the
came
car
through.
went through.
I was the car.
So I got 2 successes and 1 crit success.
Is good because we're lucky right now, by the way, that the enemies can't roll crit successes because I got 2 6s over here. But they're just 2 regular successes for me, thankfully. So that leaves you with 2 extra successes here. You were throwing these at the infantry. So that would be my immediate goal with this. But we can put these towards an objective here or there if you'd like.
No, I think because it just fits. It makes sense for it to go towards the infantry. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. Absolutely. The enemies are down to a threat of just 3. To give folks a reset here, your objective is at 5. Your secondary objective is at 2. You don't have to complete that for the record. And then your threat of enemies is at 3.
Okay, so one of the things that I would like to do at this point is Irania is going to be like, well, I tried to do this the nice way. And then out of her like fancy jacket, and a single move is her exquisite hunting rifle. It's black and steel and polished, has weird arcane sigils on it. Whether it's an instrument of tech or magic, who knows? And then she proceeds with superhuman speed to just it's one shot, but like just fire off shots towards these infantrymen. But as she does it, she's not gonna fire, as she's gonna launch herself into the air until she's near the ceiling, and when she gets to the precipice of the ceiling, then she just goes to give myself an elevated position.
Absolutely.
While I'm fighting them, so I'm going to go ahead and use that to give myself a total of +2 dice. I have a shoot of 3. And then I have Deadly Shot. When you use a ranged weapon special, reduce a threat's attack rating by 1. And I am attacking the infantrymen. I'm straight up trying to take them out. Damn, that sucks. The dice do not like me. 1, 1, 3, 2, 4.
good news is you reduced my threat by 1. Or you said you're reducing it by threat or their attack by 1.
It says their attack rating by 1.
Okay. Good. Okay. So since I only got to roll 2 dice this time, I got 0 successes.
Okay, I'm gonna have that 1 success go towards like the infantry to knock the threat down to 2.
Absolutely. You see, one of the things they were using as they were piling this art up is there is a backpack flamethrower that has been sat over to the side, and one of these soldiers was looking to go pick it up to use it either on you or the art, either way, and instead you have absolutely just shattered them. So you actually your shot was so very specific. There is many ways to kill a person, right? There are very few ways to shoot somebody in the heart from the side that doesn't get deflected by a bone. But you are the sniper equivalent of a pinball master. So your sniper shot careens off of bones in a specific way to redirect into this Nazi's heart, just disintegrating it. Threats down to 2.
Nice.
And I'm going to make a rule here. I don't know that this is the case, but I think when you use that to reduce the threat, I'm going to reduce that attack until they're dead. That sounds narratively right to me.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. That's making that rule up on the fly, but that feels like the game here.
My character is going to be like, Aranya has gotten ugly. It's time for the rest of you beautiful people to get uglier. I'll take another action. That's just my way of saying, like, do something. I got tons of stuff to do.
I think we each have to go once before a round passes. I don't know who hasn't gone yet.
I have not been keeping track of the full round. Who
I think the next pair. I think we're all. I think we've all gone around. Porna is. Okay. I think we're back to Porna again. Because I was at the bottom. I went. I think last.
So, okay, all our turns reset.
Yeah.
I don't have a pressing need to do anything in particular, so I'm happy to just feed off of some fallen Nazis.
Okay. Go ahead and regain 1 blood. I'm gonna say, since you're not doing something for the objective, you're able to like huddle out of the way, and I don't have to roll attack against you, because that feels like a jerk move to be like, oh, you went for blood, so I'm gonna, attack you here.
I was just eating my lunch.
Yeah. Everybody stop for the Fuhrer mandated lunch break.
Just here we been sad at.
No. All right. So, absolutely. So yeah, you regain 1 blood. Who else has some ideas or something they'd like to do?
I could go in. Steve, do you want to go?
What do you got?
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
It's fine. Either of us can go first. It's fine. Yeah.
I just want to go full Django movie and go dancing with my both revolvers, just kicking the door open and just shooting everywhere. Yes.
Absolutely. So,
I have a question. Sorry, how many successes are we away from the objective?
So objective is still 5. We've been hammering on the soldiers and on the secondary objective, but we have not really done anything to the primary for a while.
Can I give Tomas, Chuck, a help action?
Talk to me about how and why, or like what's going on with it.
I really want to get to the rat bastard Hitler. So I was gonna use. Okay, Tomas, you can tell me if you want this or not, or I can save this for the sector one. I have something called Mother Millicent's Stolen Soul Jar, which
Okay.
essentially allows me to add 4
That's 3, I
die.
think.
3 dice.
Yes.
But somewhere in the book it says 4. I don't know why. 4 dice
Yeah.
to whatever I'm trying to do. And so if I give you 4 dice plus whatever dice you already have, then that gives us a reasonable chance of success to push over the first objective. I think we're good on the second objective, and we can move towards, killing Hitler.
Okay. So a couple of quick things. Yes, you can do this. 2, I want to clarify something. Using an item, period, gives you a +1. The extra pluses are added to that. So Mother Millicent's Soul Jar has 3 pluses that are added to the original 1 for using it. So that's 4 in total.
Oh.
So
But I
think. Go ahead.
I will say this is one use, so I can't use it again when I'm trying to kill Hitler or whatever. So I'm happy to use this now to move us along, also because there's 40 minutes left in the stream. So Tomas, I leave it up to you whether you want the jar or not.
Well, we could try to speed through just at least to get to the final battle in some way or another. How do you plan on using it?
Well, if you go, if you start to unholster your guns, then I'm gonna be like, hey Chuck, may I interest you in a bit of liquid courage? And then I just kind of give you the jar so you can pretend to go glug glug glug, and then it just goes.
Can I add one extra thing to this?
By all means.
So here's what I believe would be great, because you're gonna use Betsy and I forget, right?
Yes.
So it is possible to load these souls like bullets.
Okay. Yes, I was thinking while I'm shooting, the ghosts are going around me and grabbing the people and putting them in front of me.
Ooh, that could be cool too.
While
Yeah,
screaming and going everywhere like banshees shouting while I keep walking menacingly.
I love this. Which one would you like? Go ahead.
Ooh, how about I toss the jar like a skeet shooting thing, and then you shoot the bottle, and so then the souls go wide.
Yes, I love that.
Amazing.
Let's do that.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we have this plan. It's something that we have worked on in the past with Congrave. So I start walking, you throw the vial there in front of me, it gets shot, and the ghosts sprout out and start doing the whole thing.
Oh,
I love that.
There. Not a cowboy hat that is what happened at hand. And I can't with this thing. Okay, I keep shooting.
Absolutely.
The Danny DeVito meme. Anyway, I started blasting.
While we roll the considerable number of dice we're about to roll here, Purna, what is the command word that you guys dreamed up to solve this, to address this?
The command word for this particular play?
Yeah. What is is it something like yeehaw or right? What's the key factor? Because hey, run over there because I'm about to throw a soul jar is really long, right?
Or maybe it's something like we look at each other and I say, Mother Millicent. And you know exactly what to do.
So, So there's a thing in so when the English are making tea, the one who pours the tea says, "Shall I be mother?" And so I feel like that's a good way to be like, Shall I be mother? And then like I just take the jar and be like, pull, and then like you shoot it out of the air.
Exactly. Let's go for it.
I love this. So I got one success here.
Oh no!
Okay. So that is. I am using shoot, of course. So that's a 3 on my part. Then I'm using Betsy and Mariah, so +1 and +3 because of this
4.
thing, right?
4.
4.
+4. Oh, and because I'm using, it's a +1 for the guns and a +1 extra for duel. No, I'm not doing a duel. I'm just shooting.
You're not doing a duel, yeah.
So it's just the 1 die, and now 4 because of that thing. I have just enough D6s.
Oh,
Okay. So these go out, and I have 2 criticals and 2 4s.
2 criticals and 2 4s. So that is
Yeah.
6 total successes minus my 1. So that is 5 total successes. So that can get you a number of things. That can finish off your secondary objective and get you halfway to your primary objective. That can just ignore the secondary objective, full wipe out the primary objective, and get us on the way to Hitler. Or you can do some piecemeal with, right, there's 2 health left basically on the infantry squad. There may be reinforcements later on that one. That's, you have your choice of where you'd like to apply these before
So
we
how much did you say we have in objective?
Main objective is 5 left. So
Yeah, we
that
could
would be
boom. We could
a
go
one
straight.
shot and we're on our way to Hitler.
We could just
if
go
you'd like.
straight to the Führer.
Let's go straight to the Führer. Okay,
Hell yeah.
I'll go in and just shoot every single guard and Nazi that appears in front of us.
Amazing. So here's what I think is going to happen is as you shout, "I'll be mother," the voices of the stolen soul jar speak with you. So it's not just "I'll be mother," it's 100 voices saying "I'll be mother," echoing through the gallery as you sort of lob this jar up into the air. And in the same way, 1,000 voices make the same sound of the bullet crashing into the jar as it splits, and you see in slow motion the jars of glass start to spread out. If this were to the eye, it would be at an unseeable pace. Even faster than the glass are the souls. These souls, empowered by the retribution, right, of not only being cut off from their rightful end, their quiet peace, being trapped in this jar, but then being stolen and then being unleashed. They have millennia of rage to unleash in this moment, and there is almost a quiet immediately after the bullet strikes the glass, and that is the last quiet that these Nazis will hear. And it is this weird moment of when you hear an implosion that it sucks in for the moment. It is that with this bunch of souls. There is a ring of a shockwave ring that comes out, breaking through the back wall of the gallery and turning all of these Nazis into ash cave paintings on the wall. They are incinerated into the wall.
Nice.
Purely just outline left. And you are able to make your way through the gallery towards the end. And in fact, there's two things that I would say are helpful to you as well. One, there is a flamethrower pack if somebody would like to take it from those Nazis in the courtyard. And two, there is a Jeep crashed into the side of the building that, well, let's say is ready to take on Hitler.
What's the pilot?
Come, darling. Let's take on our new sweet ride.
The mechanic over here.
As we're like getting ready to leave, are there any other vehicles in the area? Like, looks like they could try and pursue if they wanted to.
There are not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and get that Jeep. I'm wealthy enough to know how to drive.
Hell yeah. Does anybody want the flamethrower, by the way?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
Oh,
Okay. And then because this game can be many hours long. I'm sort of shortening it for stream here. So if you're running this at home, play it to your heart's content here. I am actually going to skip Sector 1. I'm taking us straight to Hitler. And the way we're doing that is from a montage of all of you. So like the Hitler's blimp is or Zeppelin is at the top of the Eiffel Tower. And the Eiffel Tower is in the shape of a ramp. Which Hector, Irina is driving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we see this montage of this Jeep busting through pylons and through walls and fences on the way to the Eiffel Tower, and then ramping up the side of the Eiffel Tower, and we actually see a sideways shot as this Jeep is going straight up the Eiffel Tower. Right, and then there is a second shot as you get to the top of the Eiffel Tower, which I'm sure there's a flare out platform at the top of the Eiffel Tower. We're ignoring that here, or we burst through that, right?
I feel like there's a brief costume change. She's got this whole like Grace Kelly. She's wearing like a scarf in her hair now, and like a silk scarf around her. You don't know where she, and some Jackie Onassis glasses. Like I mean,
It's a B-movie.
And she's just like like showing off her fangs.
I need you to stop reading my mind because that is exactly what I was picturing.
Like just, and she like boom pulls him up. Ding dong.
I just like to add.
And as we make that jump to the Zeppelin, I'm gonna pull from my hammer space bag my Panzerfaust.
What did you? I want to know what Steve said though. Steve, what did you say?
Oh, I was just gonna add to just finish what we were saying, and then just basically lost my train of thought. But Flint is kind of big, right? He's built like literally like a big ass bat. So he's not gonna fit in the Jeep. Flint is on the roof of the car. One of his claws dug in, the other one holding the flamethrower, and just using that as a way to clear a path through. And when we get to the top, burn it through, so it's easier for the Jeep to get. That's what I was trying to get to. Yeah,
That's so cool.
Amazing.
Wielding a flamethrower.
So, you are able to make it to the top of the Eiffel Tower, and then transition, however you all would like, into the Zeppelin that is literally tethered to the top of the Eiffel Tower. So, and it has, the Zeppelin is coated in what is supposed to be a show of power, of Nazi power, but feels very much like someone trying to window dress to feel impressive. right? So it is that I don't have a perfect example right now, but we've all seen where somebody dresses up in this like big suit of armor, and you can tell they basically can't move in it, right?
Yeah.
It's the same sort of almost pitiful feel to it. So as you all head over, there is a rope bridge from the top of the Eiffel Tower to this Zeppelin. Some of you can fly over if you'd like. Others can absolutely take the rope bridge. Rev, it does look like you got something to add here immediately. What's up?
Yeah, so I'm going to pull out the Panzerfaust.
Yes.
Just the old rocket launcher.
Ooh.
And I'm going to open a door for us. Which would you consider a Zeppelin to be an armored target?
Yep.
Dope. Okay, so that's 4 for shoot, 1 for Panzerfaust, and 3 for armored target. 8 dice. Oh, and it's explosive. So I reduce the challenge or threat by 1.
Okay. The Zeppelin doesn't really have a threat rating. I'm not going to lie to you. So we're going to ignore that part because I have no dice to roll against you. So if you get a single success, this is wildly successful, right?
2 6s and a 5.
That's more than wildly successful.
Yes.
So, you absolutely rip a hole in the front of this Zeppelin, and you can see there were some Nazis on the inside working that are fried and launched. So you just see flaming Nazis shoot out of this. As this Zeppelin, because of its true size, does not fully deflate immediately. It takes some time, and that is the time you have to defeat Hitler. You can see you have opened a wall, and my stuff is frozen. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you, but you are frozen.
You are frozen.
Okay, we will see if
Oh,
I
no,
am
you're moving
back.
now.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I was like, wait a minute. Did I just lose it? Because if so, we'll head to break. Okay. No, we're good. So this opens a hole into an elaborate set that has been constructed, much like the outside of this Zeppelin, to give the impression of power and superiority. But once you see it in person, it does not give that. Great banners are hung from every wall. An iron and basalt lectern stands atop the staircase. In direct opposition to Zeppelin operational safety guidelines, there is a roaring fire pit that is still lit, despite the fact that you have just fired an explosive towards it as well. And it is in the center of the chamber. Here, Hitler has been awaiting the arrival of the invaders with what seems like anticipation. You can tell that it is because Hitler believes that he has an ace up his sleeve. This ace is a giant Ubermensch that has the face of a dog, spikes on, like built into one shoulder, and giant arms with tubes coming out of them. You can tell it is being affected by a constant infusion of some sort of Nazi science liquid that has created this gigantic Nazi werewolf. And this is why Hitler seems unbothered by the 5 vampire commandos. That and probably the amphetamines that he is hopped up on currently. That is why. So to give you the description, we have multiple infusions of cursed wolf blood and implanted canine teeth jut out from the spinal column of this creature. And it has given this soldier the ability to transform into a half-man, half-hound with impossible strength. Even a vampire should fear the nightmare hand of the Verheim.
Is there one Ubermensch or multiple?
There is one here.
Okay. Okay. I would like to ask whether it is possible to retroactively say that I have some silver earrings that I'm wearing.
There's a flashback mechanic in this game.
Yeah, there's a flashback mechanic. So here's what we're gonna do is if you do need, we can add that as a flashback here in a minute. But honestly, I'm okay with it. Let's just say yes. Let's just say yes. I'm not gonna police the earrings you're wearing. Absolutely, silver earrings are super common.
Okay, great. Wanted to establish that. Also wanted to say I don't have the soldier anymore, but I do have a sawed-off shotgun that apparently I can add dice to if I use it at super close range. So, you know, if anybody, I don't think one person should do it. I feel like we should all share in the joy of killing Hitler together as a bonding experience. But if we, if anybody, I'm just saying, I'm happy to shoot his head off. Just putting it out there. Plus, for the Ubermensch, the silver earrings, I'm gonna say are like little, like basically just one spike each on my ears, so I can just take them off and use them as silver bullets and just be like
okay,
because you know, lycanthropes.
Just
Absolutely.
making sure the Ubermensch and Hitler are two different entities we're fighting, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool, yeah.
Okay. I think that my character is going to kind of kick things off by just sort of taking off the silk headpiece and the scarf, letting her hair flow free as she spends a blood and focuses her dark beauty and majesty to try and captivate Hitler and the Ubermensch with her glorious power of the dark midnight.
Okay.
So I'm going to make a con roll. Then is this considered beautiful surroundings? Or is it just a wreck? If it's wrecked, I understand.
I would say for right now, it is. There's a beauty to it. For your good, I'm gonna say it's considered beautiful to your eyes.
Okay. Fabulous. All right, here we go. I got yes. 2 6s, a 5, a 3, and a 1.
Okay, so 5 in total.
Yeah, 5 successes.
Okay, I rocked 3 successes, and the Ubermensch has a challenge of 1. So that, if you'd like to apply it here, is just 1 damage to the Verheim. There's nothing else really you can apply it to, so
Yeah, no, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, my goal is to just try and like freeze them so that other
Okay.
people have more time. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Gotcha.
spend that
Okay.
to do damage to just kind of like, you know, because to successfully mesmerize them.
yes. I think
I
there
ju-
is. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to buy everyone time. So that is how I'm gonna do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, you are absolutely able to freeze it there for a second. And what was the ability you were using again?
Dark Glamour, spend 1 blood. Those nearby are mesmerized by your unearthly visage. And then you add plus.
Okay.
2 surrender.
Yeah, I think as you sort of as you start doing your dance there, and I think there is a moment where your dance it becomes frantic, it becomes frenetic, it speeds up, right? To the point that to the Verhan's eyes, you almost take on the shape of the full moon. And in fact, there is a second where it has to pause just to howl at the full moon. All right. Who's got another idea?
I think it's a good time to pull out the machine gun.
Yeah.
Or the submachine gun, at least. So, is Aranya, I'm assuming, is in front of the thing doing the mesmerizing act.
Yeah, but like up above, you
Okay.
know, like on a platform, like at the edge of like.
I'm gonna try and come around the side of it and like get behind it and just start mag dumping into its back.
Okay.
Would that be a flanking type thing to get around it like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've got somebody on the front and the back, absolutely it's flanking.
All right. That is a much more helpful roll. I'm going to start at the bottom. 1, 2, and 3. And then 3 6s.
1, 2, and 3, and 3 6s. Okay, so that's 6 total successes.
Yes.
Whew. Well, damn. Okay. The Verhand is gonna be a problem, y'all. If you weren't sure of that, be sure. Because that is okay. That is 4 successes on my end. And if it were criticals, they would beat you. It is 4 successes on my end with a challenge rating, so that is once again 1 damage.
Okay. I'm going to take the
you are
damage.
What?
I'm going to take the damage.
Or no, sorry, 1 damage to the Uber to the
Okay.
Verhand.
Yeah.
Not
I pinged it. You pinged it. Ooh. Y'all pull out the big guns. We're in the final
Yup.
fight.
No.
Okay, fuck it. Let's do it. Flint is gonna walk over to the werewolf. And, it's okay, buddy. Who's a good dog? You're a good dog. And I would like to use my improvised projectile ability again, where I'm gonna try to lift the werewolf and chuck it at Hitler.
Okay.
So wait, you say that last sentence for me one more time.
I want to pick up the werewolf, use it as a projectile, and chuck it at Hitler.
Okay.
I think you just broke the game.
Wow. Okay. That's okay. Okay. I know how
That's why
I'm
it
gonna.
said
I'm
heavy
gonna resolve
object.
that. That's okay. So that's gonna be a brawl roll for you then, right?
Yep.
Okay. We will see how this works here.
Okay,
Huh.
that's. I got 2 crits and 1 regular success, so 5.
Oh god.
So I've got 4 successes because all of a sudden I got hot in this fight. All right. I'm coming heavy for y'all, apparently. So that's 4 successes, and the challenge of 1 for the Verhand, meaning it's a wash. So you're able to throw the Verhand, but Hitler, being the coward he is going to scramble out of the way, and the Verhand is going to end over end and pop back up on its feet.
Yeah, fuck. Okay.
I love
Awesome
that idea,
move.
though. That was
Boom.
Um, before I end my turn, I'm just gonna yell out to the others. This thing is made of helium, right? And I have a lot of firepower. We could just run, and I could just set off this fire charge, or I could set off the flamethrower. We could just do that. He blows up, right? You don't have to like physically kill him. If he blows up, he's dead.
I still have 2 firebombs too.
We're so bad.
And
We're-
he
Is that
blows-
how it works?
I don't know. I don't think that's
There
how.
is, so I will say, there's
There
currently
is
a
a
fire
world.
pit, and you have hit this zeppelin with a rocket launcher already. So
We're on a clock. All right.
The-
Who wants to
yeah.
go next?
I have an idea.
okay,
I have an ability. Oh no, it's an advance. Okay, that doesn't work. Let's then use acid spit.
Didn't
it's
didn't a couple of us already get like would have qualified for advances because of the Ubermensch? Like,
you know,
We
you have
didn't
to
fight
drink
any
its blood.
Ubermensch.
oh,
Because of how we've expedited at this point, in the game you would normally have faced 2 or 3 of them.
right.
We have skipped those to get to the end fight in time. So
Yes.
I was just gonna say, if we all just wanna, I don't know, attack the Ubermensch and like fight, I think it would just work out.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, like a combined thing, right? 2 people go for the
Yeah.
neck, 2 people go for the shoulders, 2 people go for, and 1 person goes for the knee. And
I feel like we've
We
been
just-
already trying that. It's just that it keeps rolling
Ambush it.
now.
So we just go like, you know, like we're practicing for some kind of really messed up YouTube short dance reel thing, and just be like 3, 2, 1, pow, and
All
then
right.
just
Tomas, you gotta lead us into the next round. What are you gonna do? How are we
Yes,
gonna
I'm going
take
to
this?
use acid spit to just spill acid from my mouth and on top of the Ubermensch. Try to go all there by spending 1 blood.
Okay.
And,
Wait,
you said
did
that.
we, did, sorry, go ahead.
What were you saying there, Purna?
No, I was gonna say the liquid at the base of the Ubermensch's spine. Did we manage to get rid of it?
no.
No.
So maybe it's what is it? Is it stored in something, or is it attached to the body?
It is there are tubes running from
It's like Bane,
sections
right?
It's like Bane.
of,
Right.
yes, that's
Okay,
exactly the
so-
vibe.
Okay, will
Well,
you see that
so
some
then
of those
I
are...
think we can just smash the tubes. Wouldn't
Well,
that
my
drain
that's
the
extra
power?
damage to metal.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Does he get an
Yes.
extra
Plus
die?
plus versus metal.
Oh. Roll. Destroy. Do it.
So spitting, I don't know if that's shoot,
Oh, no,
possibly.
Say it's a shoot. That makes sense.
That makes sort of sense. Yes, so that's 3 dice. Is the extra on metal working at this moment?
One more
Should
time.
I add,
Do the
because I'm
pluses from the
doing-
metal.
Yes.
Okay. So
that work?
there is metal on the Verhund, for sure. Are you going for something slightly different, or is that your idea?
No, I'm
It's just-
using my acid to just rip this metal apart, fully
Okay.
destroy it. I don't know if that will affect the way or behavior it has on the werewolf.
okay.
So that's a
Getting
total
rid of the Bane
6
juice.
dice. Yes.
Okay.
So that's a lot of failures. That's a critical as well. So 1 crit and that's it.
That's it.
Only 1 critical.
That was the best time to have a bad roll was there because I only got 1 success.
Okay,
Ooh.
so I can do one on the objective, right?
It has a challenge rating of 1, so it will soak that additional 1. It's a wash.
It's a wash. Oh.
Okay.
All right. Have we all already gone in a full circle? Hornet, did you go?
Gone. I haven't gone this round. So I don't really know that we were keeping track of how far we are from this thing, but I would like to go straight up to the Ubermensch. Right up to the neck and shoot it.
Okay. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and see what we got.
With the sawn-off shotgun.
Sawed-off shotgun.
So-
Okay.
Nice.
So that's 2 plus 2 is 4 dice. That is 1, a 2, a 6, and a 4. So that's 3 successes.
I rolled 4.
Oh my god.
So, you are going to.
sorry.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I think it was. I think I added 1 less die because I have 2 in shoot, and it's 2 pluses for the gun, but I didn't add the 1 for the gun itself.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll 1 more just to even it out. Oh, thank God! Also a success. So at least I don't know. I don't undo any damage we did.
Perfect. So that is. So that's gonna be another wash. So yeah. So you can see the creature has an inhuman, has an insane speed, right? You all are faster than normal people. You are stronger than normal people. This creature makes you seem normal. As it sort of turns and looks at you while also dodging, taking a swipe that you have to dodge as well.
Ooh.
So we take the damage. That's how it works.
There was no damage taken on either side.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Are we at the top of the next round?
Like I said, I'm not keeping track of full rounds.
All right. I know.
So
Top
at
of
this
the circle.
Mhm.
I want to make sure everybody went before
I don't know.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. At this point, magic doesn't seem to be working very well for me. And when magic doesn't work, we go to my lovely gun. So I'm going to go for a third use of my Exquisite hunting rifle. I'm up, elevated on a platform. I wanted to make sure that I did that. And then her hair just kind of falls, and then she slinks down into the shadows, pulls out the rifle, focuses on the Ubermensch, looking for a sensitive area, and goes and to snipe it. I'm using Deadly Shot. When you use a ranged weapon, special, reduce the threat's attack rating by 1. I'm in an elevated position, so I get +2. My shoot is 3. And come on. Excellent. I got a total of 4 successes. One of them, a 4 is a success, right? 4, 5, and 6?
Yes.
Okay. So I got 1 4, 2 5s, and a 6. So that is a total of 5 successes.
Okay. I got 2 successes. So you all are doing some damage over here to the Verhund.
Okay.
If I'm keeping track correctly, which I hopefully am, that is 3 total damage.
Yep.
Either to Hector or I'm assuming to the next person who wants to go. If I can, I would like to give a help action where I have a back pocket hex. And I can reduce a threat's attack rating by 1. That would be 1 less die for you, right?
Yeah, for whoever goes next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You know what? I'm gonna take it because I have learned new information about weapons that I have, so we're gonna use it.
I gave the stats on that flamethrower.
Yeah. Flint's gonna whip around the flamethrower, look at Hitler, look at the dog, then look back at Hitler. All right, fuck this. Quit hounding me and my friends. And he's gonna let loose the flamethrower at the dog.
Amazing.
Quit hounding me and my friends.
So do I get is that, what do I roll for that, brawl or is that shoot?
So I would say shoot.
Okay. So I have 1 at shoot, that's and +3 on the flamethrower, plus 1 more from what Purna, the hex that Purna gave, right? So that's 5.
So 4 for the. Wait, let me double check what I sent you. Yeah, 4 for the flamethrower.
I think it's not that you get an extra dice from me, Steve. It's that Tony gets 1 fewer die.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's still 5 then. So 4 plus 1 on my shoot.
Yep.
Yeah. So the flamethrower and your Yep. So.
Okay, so that's 2 crits and 1 regular success, so 5.
Okay, I was able to roll 3 with the 1 challenge. With the 1 challenge that leaves you with 1 damage to the Verhund. Okay, bringing its threat down to 6. We're almost halfway.
Good shot, darling.
Can we just play hot potato with the flamethrower and we just toss it to everyone and they just hit it?
I was about to add into it. Tony, if I were to use firebomb in this situation, since it's already kind of burning, would that be considered a fire trap?
Would that be considered a fire trap?
Yeah. Because like the flamethrower is laying down liquid fire, so like it is an area thing.
Here's what I will let you do. I will let you sort of know that Steve is looking to push this Verhound back with fire and preemptively set this so that they step into the fire trap in reaction to the flamethrower.
Dope.
Yes, absolutely.
Many dice. Technically fewer than my last turn, but I want to use all of my cool toys.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't get to keep them after this, so, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, I could make several of these items.
Yeah.
I can make some of them legally, too. That's 2 5s and a 6.
Okay, that is 1 success on my end. So with the challenge, that wipes out 2 of your successes, leaving just the 2.
Beautiful, yeah.
So you can see it sort of does this, right? Like there is a juxtaposition in this, and in the smell of burning fur as this giant werewolf man is just getting doused in fire. But you see it like it is this giant, like angry sort of being. But then I don't know if you've ever seen like somebody who steps on something like stickier that they don't like, this little sort of dance that they do. You see this giant Verhound sort of bounce between paw to paw as it's burned in this fire trap.
Nice. All right.
There is
What do we-
4 left.
Who wants to go next?
Also, we had Sippies and Stretch redeemed real quick. So while we're whoever's next.
Okay.
I I don't know. Okay, so I can use my nightmarish visions thing to help someone if they want to. I mean, honestly, like if Hitler is just hanging out over there, I'm happy to give him nightmares because I'm like it would be fun to be like show him visions of like everybody being like, actually this whole weird racial purity thing is the worst idea anyone's ever had, actually. And then a bunch of people who he looks down upon impale him on something, but in a loop, like they take turns. I feel like that would be a good nightmarish vision to give the man. Is it helpful? I don't know, but I would like to do it anyway.
We'll see what dice say.
All right, see what we can do here.
All right, roll Terrify. You got this. I believe in you.
Yes. I have not incorporated the background in a clever way unless the background is, fascism. But you tell me.
Because your idea is to terrify into the man himself. Okay. Just let's roll through this. I don't know that the background is incorporated, so I'm going to say no on that one. I want to give it to you, but I don't have a good way of saying that.
So I have 2 in Terrify, and Phantasmagoria isn't a weapon, but it is a spell. So do I get 1 just for using it?
Or maybe you should. Is it meant to be used with Con or Terrify?
Phantasmagoria is an ability.
It would be terrifying.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I'd say it's Terrify. I'm trying to look it up on your sheet here. Yeah, we'll say 1 from just Phasmagoria itself. That makes sense.
Okay. Cool. And can I use 1 blood to add a dice? Add a die?
Yes, you can.
Oh my god. Such a good thing. Why at this
So
moment?
the other thing I will say is I think this is a good moment to just say this. I have rolled extremely poorly for the Verhound here. And we are at the very end of the game.
Yep.
Would you all like to work together to fuck them all up? Or would you like it to be something that one of you does instead of a team action? Because if you want it to be a team action, right now is the time to start chipping in stuff.
I'm always down to do something to chip in.
And
as a character,
especially real quick, I first want to hear from Purna because it is your action that this would
Yeah.
be infringing upon. That's the person I want to hear from first, and then everybody else. So do you want to have your spotlight and then everybody else, or would you be happy sharing? Either one's fine.
We just share it.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure before we devised something and then it was not cool with you that we made sure it was cool with you first. Okay, now everybody else, what's up?
I haven't yet. It's an advancement, but if you all will allow me, I have an ability that is pretty much having a lashing tongue that can restrict someone with.
Okay.
Maybe I can do that, and that's when everyone piles up.
I like this idea. Okay.
Like a frog of some sort, grabbing the huge werewolf there, pinning it in place, so everyone can jump in with help of Purna's power.
My question is because my thing was like nightmarish visions. It says for people like for beings that are just around you in your immediate environment. So technically, I mean, if I don't think I can like so I if I can influence them both, then can I influence them both with this?
So here's what I'm gonna say is I think because it is your turn and because you have built up this thing, I would like you to be the one that kills Hitler. I would like everyone else to sort of clear the way, if that is okay with you and everybody. Okay. I was like, that felt narratively right for your good roll to be the actual finishing blow here. But I want everybody to be involved as this cool team thing. So you can slightly affect the Varhound. They're going to damage it, and then you're going one-on-one with Hitler here. So.
Okay. So I rolled my 4d6.
Okay.
So I got 6, 4, 5, 3. So that is 4 successes.
Amazing. I have rolled all 1s and 2s.
Yes.
So I have
I
rolled
love that for
0.
you. I love that for us.
That's why I was like, this is going to be the end here if you roll it all okay. So let's make this the end, right?
Mhm.
So what is everybody else doing to the Varhound here?
With the tongue thing.
You're doing the tongue
Okay.
thing.
Tongue thing?
Yes.
I am going to go full Jean Grey / Storm.
Okay.
As I start floating in the air and my hair starts moving, my eyes start glowing, and I'm going to do my last stand, Forbidden Sorcery, doing 8d6 of damage to it.
Ooh.
As you see all of these runes
wait.
Oh, sorry. And however that looks is up to
So
you.
I'm going to allow this. What I will say is for anybody playing at home, the last stand is usually only is actually something that kills you. For the record.
It
So
doesn't
that's supposed
say
to be
that.
I'm dying right now. This is the I'm taking these bitches with me.
It does not say that.
It says it in a different portion, but it doesn't say it on the
Yes.
character sheet, which I think it probably should.
Yes, it should. Never mind. Not doing that.
Okay, cool. I was like,
It
if you
makes
would
it-
like to die at this
It
moment,
makes
you can.
it makes it seem like, oh, this is a power that can only be activated in the final battle.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
It doesn't
No,
make it.
For
Okay.
clarification, yes, this is I'm dying. I've taken all my damage, and now
I think everyone
this
would-
is my last
Uh,
nuclear option.
So I think instead, what my character is going to do, instead of going full Jean Grey, is gonna fall, and it looks like she's gonna she pulls a stone, a bloodstone, which has what looks to be 2 lines etched like a sideways, like a greater sign or lesser sign, and it's etched into the bloodstone, and the blood and it starts to glow, and then she says, "Guinness," and then she crushes it in her hand into powder, and I activate explosive runes. that causes all of the fire around that's already around it to intensify and explode.
Perfect. Hold on to that. All right, who's next?
Either Sanguine or Steve, I think.
Yep.
Steve or Sanguine?
Steve, I'll put you on here if you're okay. What do you got for ideas?
So I kind of sort of had a move that doesn't make sense right now because he's already restrained. So,
You can further restrain him.
Can if you want to use it, let me know and I'll find a way to incorporate it. Right?
It was going to be basically grab him and jump off the Zeppelin. That was what I was planning to do. But it doesn't make sense to do it anymore because he's on his last leg, so I don't need to put myself in danger.
One, we're at the end of the campaign, so
Like,
I can tell you this is not going to kill your character.
Yeah, he can fly. I'm not worried about that. Yeah.
I would love it if you would do this. I would absolutely love that.
Okay.
If you're still interested. If not, we'll go a different direction. But if
let
you're
you know.
interested, I will make it work. I love it.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk over to the restrained Ubermensch, wrap my arms around him, and slowly hobble walk towards the edge of the Zeppelin, where we blasted through.
Real quick though, hold on to it because I'm doing all of these at once, so I'll incorporate yours to it.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah. Okay,
And,
all right.
And just look at I forgot names. Thomas's character and just
Chuck.
Chuck. Yes. When she kills Hitler, let him go. That's So it's basically like one arm is around his neck, one arm is around the waist, making sure to not obstruct any of the tongue, so that it's easy to let go of it. Yeah. And he's just literally just gonna fall backwards off it when it happens.
Okay, Rev.
So, for clarification's sake, I did have this plan, not only from like the beginning of this moment, but from the beginning of the session, because my character does have the intention of dying. And
That's
my last
amazing.
stand is rigged to blow. So in this moment, my character unbuttons her jacket, and you can see that she is wearing a bunch of wired explosives.
Amazing.
And seeing that you're gonna try and take the wolf out of the Zeppelin, I'm gonna run up to the other side. So if the opening's here and the wolf and you are here, I'm gonna run to this side and pull it to give you a shove.
You're gonna pull it to literally give the
Blast them
explosion that pushes them out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's all coming together now. So here's how this would work. If anybody has any objections, speak up while I'm talking, and we can correct it. But
good.
here's how I'm seeing it all works together. So we start with the crushed bloodstone that turns into runes that float through the air. Here's the thing: they don't attach to the Verhound. You would think that they would. No. Instead, the deadliest fruit by the foot tongue tattoos, it attaches to Chuck's tongue as it wraps around the Verhound, literally holding the detonations to the Verhound, carving these runes into its skin as they burn and bust into the Verhound, breaking some of the juices and things like that. You've literally carved these runes into the skin of the Verhound, using the tongue to hold them in. Then at that point, you see Flint grabs our character, and actually I think Flint, you are going to start moving. I think you have thrown a car at this point, so I don't think you have to hobble to move this character. I think you can just pick up and move this character. as you are moving towards the edge. Now, clarification, because I got a little lost in that. Did you want to go over the edge with them? You have wings, that's totally viable if you do. Or did you want to shove them out?
So the idea is that kind of want to literally just fall backwards off the Zeppelin.
Okay, cool.
While holding the Ubermensch.
Amazing. So here's what I think happens there. I think you run, and in the last moment, you spin, and you can see, like, this is a large creature, but you can see around, and off the edge, you give. I'm not sure what this exact motion would be for you. For me, it would be something like this. For Chuck, it would be a hat tip, some sort of a see you later, right? There's a motion for you like that. As you just sort of start to fall backwards, you get about halfway fallen backwards when Nicole's explosion rockets you out. So that turns into a moment where we're going to go end over end, and instead you've tipped this way and an explosion has shoved you out so much that you're basically fired out of a cannon with you and the Verhound. As the Verhound flies across, you are struggling with it the whole time. It is just absolutely losing energy minute by minute as it falls to the ground. You are picking up speed. You are able to climb on top of it using the Verhound like a skateboard. As the Verhound crashes to the ground, you literally, your boots grind it into the ground as it, for about 100 meters distance here, as it crashes through the ground, turning to paste beneath your feet. At the very end, you are able to hop off. The Verhound is no more. It's just a long streak of regret. Now, we can move to Hitler and Congrave. So, as your nightmares infect Hitler, you can see Hitler wants to run, but has lost control of their own body. They have no ability. You can see that there is a tooth that they have, much like the garlic tooth in your own, that if you are captured, you could crush and find sweet release. There is a revolver to their side that they could use to find that same away from the nightmares. Your power usurps theirs. They are not able to find this. Instead, you see them looking, Hitler looking up at you with a plea on his face, asking you to end his struggle.
Your struggle. Your struggle. Your struggle is about to be very real. And I take my sawed-off shotgun and I point it, I'm gonna say upper thigh. I look around at the others and go, anybody else have any weapons they want to... I don't feel like... I mean, this is like, you know, it's like when you have the same birthday as somebody else. You want to cut the cake together. Actually, I mean, I never do, but that was a bad example. Whatever. Point is, do people... Would you like to carve into this absolute garbage of a human with me?
I pull my gun aside and right there shoot his kneecap.
Amazing. I shoot through his other thigh. Anybody else?
So in this moment of drama, as Aranya is like dramatically crying as she's just watched Nicole blow herself up before her very eyes, and this is deeply upset her. And so she whips back at you and says, "You have the absolute worst timing. That bitch Nicole just upped herself without even consulting me. Oh!" And then she just takes her rifle and just fires like out into Hitler's other leg. Like just tears, like just you didn't even know she felt that way about her, and she's having a moment.
And as Hitler has these multiple bullet wounds through them, you see, let me make sure how the game is supposed to end, just to make sure there's not something else I'm supposed to say here, before I fully, yeah. So, you have sort of two options here. And once again, I will let you sort of lead the charge here. Your magic can be forced to melt Hitler's brain, or the three of you who are left can literally just drink Hitler dry.
Or of us, no?
Oh, I
One is on the ground.
Yeah, kill the Ubermensch. Rode him like a
Steve,
skateboard.
You can fly. You're back up in the Zeppelin if you'd like to be. You know what?
I mean, yeah. Okay. I mean, Steve, do you want us to wait? I mean, there's plenty of blood. You could probably make it up here before we drain this.
I think it's I think it'd be funny if the three of you surround him, drinking his blood, and then Flint slowly flies in and he's like, "You fuckers never wait for me to do this shit, god damn it," and just rushes in to get his
The remaining.
whatever is left. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And side note, the game notes how certain characters' blood tastes like. So, what does Hitler's blood taste like? Amphetamines, and I'm gonna add, and cowardice. So, I think that is how we close out Eat the Reich. You all have successfully killed Hitler.
Yay!
Wow, that was awesome. For those of you who tuned in since our beginning and have no idea exactly what was going on or how you can play this game, this is Eat the Reich by Grant Howitt. Art, or words by Grant Howitt, art and graphic design by Will Kirkby. There are a bunch of other folks involved as well who are amazing. You can get this game, Rowan, Rook, and Deckard. So in case you'd like to play this at home, it's a blast. We've enjoyed it I've enjoyed it. I am speaking for everybody, but I've enjoyed it so very much. Before we sign out here, because I know we are over time, I want to just go back through and reintroduce my guests in case you want to learn more about them, you want to see them more places, you want to encourage them, buy the things that they're doing, watch the streams that they're doing, whatever, right? Where can folks find you? Hector, let's start with you.
Hi, my name is Hector, pronouns he, they. You can find me on the internet, as I said, I'm known as Okami, or Keiichi Okami, on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Tumblr, I think. It's just a general place, I'm not at the other place anymore. I'm all in Blue Sky. And you can find me streaming Mondays or Fridays over at Pantsless Tables. I'm a regular on Dark Waters, where I play UBC, the Bardidan Wood Elf. Also, starting next Tuesday, also on Pantsless Tables, early in the morning for me, but in the evenings over in India, I'm going to be in a new D&D campaign. We just had our session 0, and it's going to be really fun. So just keep an eye out. Steve is going to be doing an announcement soon, but that's the only other regular thing I'm doing. In December, I'm going to be at Diversity Saves on December 7th, running a Kids on Bikes one-shot set in Puerto Rico over the holidays. It's going to be ooky spooky. If Please check that out. Also, over at the new Twitch channel, Meadowlark Productions, I'm going to be there for a couple of Thursdays in December, playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, A Spring of Holly, going through playing Animal Folk, going on all kinds of holiday-related intrigue and shenanigans in the amazing system that is Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Amazing.
And I will just leave it at that. Go to my itch.io, Keiichi Okami, and buy my games. I have lots of cool stuff.
Perfect. Let's bump down to Rev.
Hey, I am Sanguine Rev. You can find me in all the places that you can find me, most regularly right here on Roll for Respawn, where I participate on so much of our stuff, and occasionally on my own Twitch, Wild, and, social media. Look me up. I'm cool.
Tomas.
Hello, my name was Tomas Rioja, and still is. I play Chuck in the game, and you can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet. As I said, with the same handle, letter T, then Jimenez, like my surname, RGM. And I am doing games. I am in some actual place, not at the moment, but I have been. And yeah, check my stuff out if you like horror or anything else. I'm also doing playtests on a game called Russian Punch, so go check me out on Blue Skies, where I every so often share the link to my Discord to try that game out. We are looking for playtests at the moment.
Absolutely. And if you want to learn a little more about the game, we actually played it, what was it, about a month ago here.
More or less, yes.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Loved it. So go check that out.
Thank you.
Steve, where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hi, hello. I'm Steve, also known as Sassy Pants. I am a Twitch streamer, YouTuber. I call myself the best faceless AP producer performer from India. I run Pass the Stables, which is it's a place to shine a spotlight on underrepresented Asian talent in a time zone that works for us. So not 4 a.m. And that's we've got like 4 new shows coming out this month, which is wild because I have to produce all of them, and that's killing me already. So we've got a D&D show, we've got a Tales from the Loop show, we've got Call of Cthulhu, we've got a playtest for a new show called The Residents, which is like a Big Boss, Big Brother inspired show, which is also really cool. So it's our first time ever doing a playtest of a new game, but our second time ever doing a playtest in general. So you can find me under Sassy Pants 1996 or at Pants the Stables. I run basically all of that for now before we find new people to help out with stuff. But yeah, that's basically all of that. I don't make any games just yet, so no itch for me. Yeah.
When you got time, right?
Yeah.
And then last but not least, Purna.
Hi, I am Purna M. My pronouns are she, her. I have played Cosgrove, Agent of Chaos tonight. I'm very happy to have finally played the game on your channel, Tony. Thank you for having me, and to your amazing support cast as well, and for all the arranging this date and that date and this date, and we finally made it happen, so thank you. I am a wearer of many ttrpg. I am a game designer. I also have a game studio called Weave Games with Arman Babu. We make a bunch of 2-player games, there are expansions which you can play with more or players, or even as solo journaling games if that is more your style. But the base games are usually 2-player games because we're 2 players and we like to play together. Aside from that, I tend to help out a lot at Faces and Dragons, which is another of India's ttrpg communities, and it is so lovely that on a completely random, by completely random coincidence, or maybe Tony is brilliant at his machinations. Either way, it is really cool that 2 TTRPG communities from India represented on the stream. That makes me very happy. I also, do a bunch of other stuff, writing, editing, layout. We all do as much as we can in the TTRPG community in order to earn a small amount of the same $20 that we all hand around to each other. It's my turn this week because I killed Hitler. Whatever, it's not a big deal. But I also am very excited because there's just so much cool stuff happening in the TTRPG community, in the TTRPG world, in terms of the things people are creating, and more of my cool friends from marginalized communities are creating stuff and putting their stuff out there despite the ridiculously fascist forces out there trying to quash our voices. So if you are watching this, please take a moment to find us on the internet, because clicks help, you knowing who the hell we are helps, and you knowing that there is media that we create that is out there to consume helps the most of all. Thank you very much for watching our stream.
And thank you again. Like I said, so to pull back the curtain just a little bit more, I think for the two of you, it's 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. your time? 3. Okay. Yeah, you have stayed up super late, and I'm going to let you get to bed here. I just have 2 last things, and then we're out. First last thing is to say thank you to our tech today, Blood, my government-issued social media, or not social media, my government-issued introvert, my friend of many years, who has been insanely helpful, especially when we have tech issues, and is delightful. I appreciate you so very much. So a big shout out there. And you can find more if you like this show. Please subscribe to Roll for Respawn. If you want to know more about me, you can find me on Blue Sky and TikTok at Tony Will Edit. Or if you're weird, Tony Willed It. It's the same words, it's fine. So with that being said, it is a wild, wide Wonderarium out there. Take a friend. We'll see you next time, y'all.
Bye.